Ark Survival Ascended is possibly the worst looking game I've ever played. After I activated 9 different console commands that anyone can do, by the way, to pretty much disable the entire graphic system of the game, reducing it to a bunch of gray objects. Hell, even the items don't have sprites anymore, they just become squares. So why did they put this in the game, allowing players to pretty much reduce it down to looking worse than a Roblox map? Well, probably they just ran out of time to launch ASA and forgot to disable the debug tools, which is almost definitely what these are. So, yeah.
Oh, baby, is the game over?
You power through.
Now then, Dad? Oh! Gohan! Hey, son. Just came back for the rice cooker. Okay. Why are you wearing sleeves? Because it's cold? In the middle of summer? Shut the
You power through so much.
Now then, Dad? Oh! Gohan! Hey, son. Just came back for the rice cooker. Okay. Why are you wearing sleeves? Because it's cold? In the middle of summer? Shut the
Canto y lo siento yo, como bailalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo, como bailalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo.
Engineer Ultraman, keep up.
We're trying.
Hurry.
The #1 doctor-recommended pain relief brand. Now in a fast liquid gel. The #1 doctor-recommended pain relief brand. Now in a fast liquid gel. The #1 doctor-recommended pain relief brand. Now in a fast liquid gel. The #1 doctor-recommended pain relief brand.
Bailalo.
Só jogar o cartão pro alto e a bandida joga a raba.
Flak or Tech? Riot or Gilly? Let's rank the best armor in Ark. And no, we're not including cloth.
Why?
Somebody said to me, they said, you know, if women ran the world, there'd be no war. I was like, yeah, right. I'm sure no one would start a stupid fight for no reason if women ran the world. Yeah, hi, this is England. How come I'm being invaded? Oh, I think you know why. I saw the way you were looking at France. Somebody said to me, they said, you know, if women ran the world, there'd be no war. It's like,
In 2018, 2 giant ichthyosaurs were described from the UK. The first, the Lilstock monster, was between 20 and 26 meters long and 49 to 108 tons. These sizes are obtained by scaling up researcher Darius Now's Jostosaurus model. The second, the Aust colossus, was 30 to 35 meters long and weighed 167 to 265 tons, and it was still growing. In 2018,
POV when you unplug all the noisy beeping machines.
my gosh! You're awake! How long was I out for? 11 years. 11 years?
What would actually happen if David Baszucki fired Matt Kaufman? So if you don't already know, Matt Kaufman is the chief safety officer at Roblox, aka the guy behind all the updates everyone hates, removing chat, forcing age verification, and making Roblox feel like a completely different game. The crazy part is David Baszucki is the CEO of Roblox, so every update needs his approval, and he's still signing off on updates he doesn't even like just to keep investors and executives happy. But here's where it gets wild. If Matt Kaufman really gets fired, everything changes. Chat would be back for everyone, and no more verifying your age just to say one word. David, please fire Matt Kaufman. Like and comment so David Baszucki sees this video. What would actually happen if David Baszucki fired Matt Kaufman? So if you don't already know,
I'm like shit, I hopped out so quick.
Which one of you was gonna tell me tea tastes different if you put it in hot water? You're putting it in cold water? Yeah, I thought for like 5 years that people just put it into hot water to speed up the teification process. Didn't realize there was an actual reason. You don't have the patience to microwave water for 3 minutes?
Why are you putting it in the microwave to boil it?
Do you think I have the patience to boil water on a stove?
It takes less than a minute!
Besties, your stovetop powered by the fucking sun?
How long does it take you to boil a cup of water on the stove?
Like 7 minutes!
Just stick the mug on top of the stove on medium heat, and it boils in like 2 minutes. Less than that, and you use a saucepan.
You're putting the whole mug on the stove on medium heat! Your stove is enchanted. Every single person in this post is a fucking lunatic.
Do none of you own a fucking kettle?
Which one of you was gonna tell me tea tastes different if you put it in hot water? You're putting it in cold water? Yeah, I thought for like 5 years that people just put it into hot water to speed up the teification process. Didn't realize there was an actual reason. You don't have the patience to microwave water for 3 minutes?
Why are you putting it in the microwave to boil it?
Do you think I have the patience to boil water on a stove?
It takes less than a minute!
Besties, your stovetop powered by the fucking sun?
How long does it take you to boil a cup of water on the stove?
Like 7 minutes!
Just stick the mug on top of the stove on medium heat, and it boils in like 2 minutes. Less than that, and you use a saucepan.
You're putting the whole mug on the stove on medium heat! Your stove is enchanted. Every single person in this post is a fucking lunatic.
Do none of you own a fucking kettle?
Which one of you was gonna tell me tea tastes different if you put it in hot water? You're putting it in cold water? Yeah, I thought for like 5 years that people just put it into hot water to speed up the teification process. Didn't realize there was an actual reason. You don't have the patience to microwave water for 3 minutes?
Why are you putting it in the microwave to boil it?
Do you think I have the patience to boil water on a stove?
It takes less than a minute!
Besties, your stovetop powered by the fucking sun?
How long does it take you to boil a cup of water on the stove?
Like 7 minutes!
Just stick the mug on top of the stove on medium heat, and it boils in like 2 minutes. Less than that, and you use a saucepan.
You're putting the whole mug on the stove on medium heat! Your stove is enchanted. Every single person in this post is a fucking lunatic.
Do none of you own a fucking kettle?
Which one of you was gonna tell me tea tastes different if you put it in hot water? You're putting it in cold water? Yeah, I thought for like 5 years that people just put it into hot water to speed up the teification process. Didn't realize there was an actual reason. You don't have the patience to microwave water for 3 minutes?
Why are you putting it in the microwave to boil it?
Do you think I have the patience to boil water on a stove?
It takes less than a minute!
Besties, your stovetop powered by the fucking sun?
How long does it take you to boil a cup of water on the stove?
Like 7 minutes!
Just stick the mug on top of the stove.
Sumo.
30, yeah. I'm like, it was so bad. See your pretty ass soon as you gave me the go. I just wanna chill, got a sack for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced her to my stove. Showed her how to whip it, and she would mix it for low. Remy boys, yeah. 17:30, yeah. I'm like, it was so bad. See your pretty ass soon as you gave me the go. I just wanna chill, got a sack for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced her to my stove. Showed her how to whip it, and she would mix it for low. Remy boys, yeah. 17:30, yeah. I'm like, it was so bad. See your pretty ass soon as you gave me the go. I just wanna chill, got a sack for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced her to my stove. Showed her how to whip it, and she would mix it for low. Remy boys, yeah. 17:30, yeah. I'm like, it was so bad. See your pretty ass soon as you gave me the go. I just wanna chill, got a sack for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced her to my stove. Showed her how to whip it, and she would mix it for low. Remy boys, yeah. 17:30, yeah. I'm like, it was so bad. See your pretty ass soon as you gave me the go. I just wanna chill, got a sack for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced her to my stove. Showed her how to whip it, and she would mix it for low. Remy boys, yeah. 17:30, yeah. I'm like, it was so bad. See your pretty ass soon as you gave me the go. I just wanna chill, got a sack for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced her to my stove. Showed her.
What if I told you this?
Wheels. She will marry one of these men in 24 hours.
Okay, I know y'all like me, so I'll spend a couple of hours with each one of you to see who can protect me the most.
Alright, baby, let's do it.
Sounds good.
Man number 1.
So, where do you want to eat?
Oh, there's a new place that just opened.
There's a car coming!
Watch out! You saved us!
I think I deserve a wet, juicy kiss after that heroic act.
Man number 2.
The weather sure is beautiful today.
Not as beautiful as you, sweet cheeks.
Oh, that's so sweet!
Hey, yo, there's a car coming! Watch this, babe.
Wow, big brain move.
That's not the only thing that's big.
Man number 3.
So, you hungry? Oh my god, there's a car coming! Are you okay?
Man number 4.
I'm starving, let's eat.
Wanna feel my mustache?
Oh my god, what's that?
Huh? Watch out!
Mister, stop hitting me! This was just a test!
Shut up!
The next day, she married the man with the most money. She will marry one of these men in the next day. She married the man with the most money. She will marry one of these men in 24 hours.
Okay, I know y'all like me, so I'll spend a couple of hours with each one of you to see who can protect me the most.
Alright, baby, let's do it.
Sounds good.
Man number 1.
So, where do you want to eat?
Oh, there's a new place that just opened.
There's a car coming!
Watch out! You saved us!
I think think I deserve a wet, juicy kiss after that heroic act.
Man number 2.
The weather sure is beautiful today.
Not as beautiful as you, sweet cheeks.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Hey, yo, there's a car coming. Watch this, babe.
Wow, big brain move.
That's not the only thing that's big.
Man number 3.
So, you hungry? Oh my god, there's a car coming. Are you okay?
Man number 4.
I'm starving. Let's eat.
Wanna feel my mustache?
Oh my god, what's that?
Huh? Watch out!
Mister, stop hitting me. This was just a test.
Shut up!
The next day, she married the man with
The deleted Indominus Rex versus Apatosaurus scene. The attack on the Apatosaurus was originally planned to be far more graphic and disturbing than what we saw in theaters. Early
What does Skechers' new Aeroburst?
Building random line.
Seriously?
Prime Sonic and General Kai, both characters.
My doctor told me I need to eat more healthy.
Horrifying moments where The Simpsons predicted the future. In 1993, when the show parodied the famous magicians Siegfried and Roy. In the episode, the duo is performing their act with a white tiger, thinking they were in total control. But the insane part is that the tiger suddenly turns on them and mauls them live on stage. But then disaster struck, because 10 years later, in 2003, the real Roy Horn was actually attacked by his white tiger Manticore during a live performance. And the attack left him partially paralyzed, ending their career instantly. But what's even crazier is the prediction of the Titan submersible tragedy. In a 2006 episode, Homer goes on a deep-sea expedition in a tiny sub to look for a shipwreck. He thought it was a fun adventure, but the insane part is that he gets stuck in the coral and his oxygen tank starts to run out, leaving him terrified in the dark. And in 2023, the real Titan sub went missing near the Titanic with 5 people on board, running out of oxygen just like the episode. But the craziest prediction is about the three-eyed fish. In 1990, Bart catches a fish in a river near the nuclear power plant, only to reveal it has 3 eyes due to radiation. Everyone thought it was just a funny cartoon joke about pollution. But the insane part is that over 20 years later, fishermen in Argentina were fishing in a reservoir near a real nuclear power plant. And then disaster struck, because they pulled up a wolf fish that had actually mutated to have 3 eyes. Horrifying moments where The Simpsons predicted the future. This is the Night Mail Cross. Take the border, bringing the check and the postal order. Letters of
One shall stand, and one shall fall.
Your favorite dinosaur's a T-Rex? Well, that's nuts. My favorite dinosaur's a Quetzalcoatlus. That's technically a pterosaurs, well enormous Celadon, praying ancient Texas sort of prey they hunt just well evolved. More horrific megafauna, Dylan Yo was never born. Take a tango, steroids and some badger rap and Pentagon. Ate up the Cretaceous till the dragons slaying active gods. Say some caveman ancestors from soiling long cloth when they sold. Quetzalcoatlus. It's a lizard, that's a play, bro. Quetzalcoatlus. Let me sick one on the haters though. Quetzalcoatlus. Spirit animal. Get to hear.
Run.
A happy time.
Jesus, assemble now with the sickness. Give up, you're going down in your system. Come on, request intel on the sickness. Vaccine training, plan out the glitter per se. Triumph, oh, we go down with the sickness. A deep body stop, we make a count of the sickness. Request to clean up, we went to down on the sickness. A fever engaged, commence redundant suffering. Jesus, assemble now with the sickness. Give up, you're going down in your system. Come on, request intel on the sickness. Vaccine training, plan out the glitter per se. Triumph, oh, we go down with the sickness. A deep body stop, we make a count of the sickness. Request to clean up, we went to down on the sickness. A fever.
A classroom accidentally exposed a 100-year-old family secret. The class had a lesson about World War I. The teacher asked if anyone had relatives who fought back then. Two kids brought in photos of their great-great-grandfathers. In both of their photos, the great-great-grandfather stood next to his wife. The teacher looked at both photos carefully and said,
These men look really similar.
She then put both photos side by side. It was the same man, with different wives. He was married to both of them in secret. The two kids were cousins and they didn't even know. A classroom accidentally A class. A class.
Oh, hello. It seems you have scrolled very far. Take a little break with me. Isn't this nice? Taking a little break from all this scrolling? Very nice. Oh, you must leave already? That's very sad. Please come back sometime. Oh, hello. It seems you have scrolled very far. Take a little break with me. Isn't this nice? Taking a little break from all this scrolling? Very nice. Oh, you must leave already? That's very sad. Please come back sometime.
Hey, we got this old mattress?
Go heads turning, looking at me like, whoa.
The Paleo Arc mods are some of the most well-made and popular mods in Arc, and they add a bunch of new remastered TLC creatures known as Evo creatures, as well as their own new creatures. And in this video, I'm going to be going over every new Evo creature. Creature, as well as every new creature, and just everything that's coming to the Paleo Arc mods in the future that we know right now. First off, we have the Paleo variant of the Empyrosaurus. This one is going to be coming very soon, might even be out by the time this video comes out, but game tame when it comes to the game, as well as it's going to be rideable, and it's going to have pack hunting behaviors. I imagine that's going to be similar to like dire wolves and stuff like that, where they hunt in packs, but it could even be a little bit different. We'll have to see. And it has a unique ability where it can extract bone marrow from the bones that it's scavenged. We'll have to see how that works, but that's the information that we know about it right now. So I'm going to be talking about the mods in sections based on what mods they're coming from. So we're going to be talking about the hard-hitting herbivores pack first, which already has the Evo Therizinosaurus, but it will be adding the Evo Brontosaurus, and this one's going to be very soon. It's going to release alongside the Simbakubwa. So we'll have both of those coming out at the same time. With Brontosaurus, this one's getting a completely new model and basically changing it completely. And it looks way better than the current Bronto, because the current Bronto is a joke, and I really wish it would get a TLC, because it really needs one, but this is what we're going to get. So this is basically just getting the TLC for the Bronto. Very excited for it. You can see the animations for it look great, and I'm very excited for it. It's got a roar as well, which is pretty cool because the original one doesn't have a roar. I mean, the original one basically has nothing other than like a tail swipe. The Evo Bronto is going to have some different behaviors in the wild compared to normal. Mainly is it's going to become in herds, kind of like the bison. So the highest level it's going to follow. So there will be a herd of Brontos. There will be like a highest level one that all the other Brontos come and follow, which I'm pretty sure is exactly how the bison work. So that's going to be awesome to see a giant herd of Brontos. I'm very excited to see that. I think there needs to be more dinos that come in like herds and packs like that, because, you know, obviously it makes sense. That's how the dinosaurs were, and it just looks way cooler just seeing a herd of dinosaurs in the wild. Bronto's obviously going to get some new abilities as well, because like I said, the current one basically does nothing other than like a little tail swipe. So the first thing is going to be like a tail whip. So it kind of is like the normal tail swipe that's in here, but it's going to be redone a little bit. So as you can see, that's what it kind of looks like. To me, it just looks like a tail whip, like it's kind of like whipping its tail, and it looks really cool. You're going to be able to kill a bunch of stuff that's like right next to you, and the animation for it also looks great. And then it's also going to have a giant stomp ability, which you're also going to be able to like change directions in. So you can kind of face another direction and then do a stomp where you move in that area. Very cool. I imagine that's probably going to do a ton of damage, because you're doing a stomp with all the body weight of it, but it also looks great too. And I imagine they're also going to have like the 360 omnidirectional movement on this thing as well, because they've done that with like every other creature. So I imagine the Bronto will also get better movement with this update, as well as, you know, just having the stomp and the tail whip attack. Also, something to mention is it will have a platform saddle when it launches. So when this update comes out, that to the hard-hitting herbivores pack that adds the Bronto, it's going to come with a platform saddle, so you won't have to worry about a platform saddle getting removed. The next update that's coming to the hard-hitting herbivores pack is the Diplodocus, and we don't really know much about this one other than these two screenshots we have of the model. That is of course a work in progress, but yeah, we don't really know too much. I imagine it's going to get a lot better. I think they are going to make it to where it can deal damage too. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I'm pretty sure they are doing that, so that'll also be nice. It can actually defend itself. Next up is the Evo Ankylosaurus, which will be coming to the hard-hitting herbivores pack. And this one is actually already out as a preview, so it's like in early access. You can spawn it in. It's not done though, like not even close. Like it's literally just like the animations. You can like walk around. It doesn't have any of its attacks and stuff. It's mainly just gonna show it off so people can give some feedback on it, as well as, you know, see what it looks like early. So this is the footage of that you're seeing in the background, and I really love the look of this. This looks way better than the default Anky. I didn't even really know I needed an Anky TLC until I saw this one, but this one's pretty awesome. As well as this one's going to be kind of made into more of a mid to late game kind of metal harvester, and it will be replaced with another creature, which we'll get in a minute. But it's going to become a way better metal harvester, it seems, which is pretty exciting. Also, here's some of the animations for it walking and running. That's about all the animations that are done when it comes to the preview version of the Anky.
Your very own Olympic journey begins right here on Peacock.
Everything comes down to this moment.
See greatness up close and at every angle. Revel in the gold.
There's only one way to be everywhere all at once.
Feel the anticipation and share in the victory. These moments happen once.
Something else to note about the Ankylosaurus is it's a lot bigger than the default one, as you can see right here. The normal Anky is on the right side, the Evo one's in the center, and on the left there is the Edmontonia from the Arc Editions mod. So that one on the left is a modded creature, but I think it gives you a good sense of scale. Honestly, I think the Anky should be around this size, because it feels kind of small in Arc. But yeah, it looks a lot better than the default one, so you can kind of see what it looks like compared. It is way longer than it too, as you can clearly see. The Evo Ankylosaurus is also going to have a forge saddle, which is pretty awesome. I feel like people have kind of been asking for this for the Anky. I've definitely seen it in mods before. Not like a forged saddle, but I remember there was like old like fire Ankys from different mods that would smelt metal in its inventory. But this is like a actual really cool way of doing it with the forge saddle here. And obviously it's just going to smelt the metal in its inventory, but also it's got a few other features. Like it has the ability to store more metal, as you can see at the bottom left there. So I imagine that's just going to give you a weight reduction to metal. That's my guess on what that would do. As well as you can have a second seat where you can actually, seems like you can pan the flames of the forge and make it go faster. So if you have a second person in there, you can get it faster going, you know, forging metal speeds. Next creature that's going to be in this mod is going to be the Patchy, and this is what I meant when I said that there was going to be a replacement for metal harvesting. They're basically going to make the Evo Patchy have the role of the Ankylosaurus originally, so it's going to be an early game metal harvester. Pretty simple to tame, and it's going to get metal, but not nearly as efficient as the Anky is going to in the modded version. So very excited to see this one. Also looks like they're making it a little bit bigger, which is a plus, because I think the Patchy is way too small in the game currently. And yeah, pretty excited for that one. And as you can see as well, there's a Stygimoloch variant of this as well. And both the Patchy and the Ankylosaurus should be releasing alongside each other, since, you know, the Patchy is going to be replacing the role of the original Anky. The next creature that's getting an Evo variant is the Patchy Rhino. And this one we don't actually have a picture of, or at least I couldn't find any images of the Paleo version. So you're just going to have to imagine what it's going to look like. Of course, a lot of these, they don't have Paleo versions yet. They're just planned for the distant future, so that's how the Patchy Rhino is. Next creature that's going to be in this mod is the Parasaur. This one is going to be changed quite a lot. It's going to become more of a mid-game creature, so not the early game super easy tame that it is now. So it's also going to have another creature that's going to replace it, which we'll get into a little bit. But the Parasaur, as you can see, a lot bigger, and it looks a lot more like Parasaur. I do love this look for it, especially it walking on all four legs as well. I think it looks pretty great. When it comes to the abilities, it's going to be able to, you know, like make sounds to do buffs and debuffs on enemies and buff allies. I don't know if it sounds exactly. It says here that it's similar to the Monster Hunter's hunting horn weapon. I've never actually played that game, but I did look it up, and you can kind of use it to create buffs and allies, or buffs for allies and debuffs for enemies when you're using the weapon. So it's going to be similar to that with the Parasaur. Next creature for the mod is the Iguanodon. And as you can see, this one looks pretty gnarly looking. It looks a lot different than the current Iguanodon that's in the game. And this one's also going to be moved to more of a mid-game creature, no longer an early-game tame. And it's going to be more of like a brawler type creature. That's all we really know about it so far. The next creature in the hard-hitting herbivores mod is the Gallimimus. I feel like this one's probably one of the ones that's pretty far out. But this one also, the only note about it is it's the smallest of the bunch, so might be one of the easier ones to tame if I had to throw a guess out there. But yeah, I don't really know too much about the Gallimimus Evo variant. Keep in mind, this is also the dossier of the official one, so this is not the Evo Galley right here. The last creature that will be in the hard-hitting herbivores mod is the Corythosaurus. This is the only new creature that's coming. All the other ones are, you know, Evo TLC variants. This is actually a brand new creature, and it's going to be added to kind of fill that gap in the early game where the Parasaur and the Iguana used to be. This one will be added to kind of replace them. It's going to have all the abilities of the Parasaur and the Iguana and a little bit more. So this one's going to be, it sounds like if it has both of the abilities from the Parasaur and Iguanodon, which is what it sounds like, this thing's going to be pretty awesome. Plus more stuff. So the Corythosaurus is going to be pretty awesome. It's going to be nice to actually see this dino in the game too.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating. Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools, you name it. And if the only thing stopping me from making the app is the idea, then why not build an app that gives me endless app ideas? So let's make it. Pro tip, I draft the full app spec in ChatGPT, and then I drop the prompt directly into Base 44. It gives me super detailed structure. And here it is. Everything I laid out in detail as it goes. This is pretty awesome, but I want to make it playful. So I'm going to add a swipe left and swipe right interface. The same usability we all know. Now I'm going to add one more feature. So every idea that I favorite will turn into a kickoff prompt to start building the app itself. And that's it. Just come up with your idea, any idea, and Base 44 will do the rest. So go to Base 44 and create apps with your name on it.
I vape, but I don't need to vape, you know? I only do it when my friends do it. Or on the weekends. I don't know. I don't really like to think about
the official Giga, that's the new TLC version, and then give it the abilities of the Paleo Giga as well as the abilities that it comes with, and then kind of name it like a Legacy Giga, Paleo Giga, kind of like the Legacy Rex. And if they do that, then it's gonna look like the Wild Cards version of it. It'll just have the abilities of the Evo Giga, but that'll just be a variant, and there'll still be the Evo Giga in the game. But that's not like confirmed. That's just like an option that they might go for. That's all dependent on what the official Wild Card Giga is actually gonna end up looking like. But that is all that is here for the Apex Predators mod, and we're going to be moving on to the next mod. The next mod pack is the Ice Age Icons. This one isn't out yet, so we don't have any creatures from it yet, but we do know of it. And the first one I'm going to be talking about is the Woolly Rhino. I'm pretty hyped for the Ice Age pack itself because it's mainly around mammals, and we don't really have that many mammals from the Paleo Arc mod yet. We are going to have a few soon, but, you know, pretty excited for this one. So this is the Woolly Rhino. This is the only picture I have of it. As you can see, it's just the model, not even a finished model yet, and of course there's no fur on it either, so you're gonna have to imagine the fur on there a little bit. But definitely looks a little bit better just from the regular Woolly Rhino, but we don't really know about the abilities and stuff. Obviously it's probably gonna keep the abilities that it has right now, which is like the charge ability. I imagine it's gonna keep that because they usually don't remove abilities from creatures, so yeah. Next creature in this mod pack is the Smilodon, which is going to be the Evo version of the Sabertooth. And yeah, it's going to be the same creature. It's going to replace the Sabertooth with the Smilodon. And looks definitely a lot better in the model. And we'll have to see what it looks like because, of course, right now all we have is this model, which isn't complete, doesn't have fur on it or anything. These are just very early stages of what it's going to look like. But so far, I think it looks pretty good. And I'm excited to see what abilities they give to the Saber, because I feel like the Saber's kind of fallen out of the use recently. Like, nobody really uses it anymore. I mean, maybe some people use it like early game for caving, but not really anymore. There's so many creatures that kind of outshine it, so I'd like to see this one come back into the spotlight. After that, we have the Evo Megaloceros. Definitely love the look of this one. Looks so much better than the default Megaloceros in the game, and I love the antlers too. I think they match perfectly with like the real life ones that I've seen, so definitely looking this. The color patterns on it are also great too, because normally it's kind of just the same color all across the body, but this one, it's got a lot of color in it, which I'm liking in that fur. So as you can see, it's the most complete out of all these ones. I think this one might even be the first one coming. I'm not entirely sure on that, so don't take my word for it, but I mean, it is the most complete one, so I think it might be coming first. And I believe they said that this one would be pretty easy to finish up, so hopefully we see this one soon, because I'm pretty hyped for this Megaloceros one as well, because the Megaloceros also kind of sucks in Ark. I actually still do use it to gather thatch, so maybe they'll actually make it even better harvesting thatch. That'd be kind of nice, but I imagine they'll give it even more abilities that actually make it useful. The next mod coming to the Ice Age icons is the Terror Bird, and this one looks a lot scarier than the original Terror Bird, even though I think the original Terror Bird was kind of scary, especially when I first started playing Ark, but this one I think is even more terrifying, and that's gonna be fun even without the fur on it. I'm excited to see what it looks like with the fur on it. Hopefully it has those really cool colors like the Megaloceros did, but yeah, not really too much to say about this, as we don't really know a ton about it or any of its abilities, but we just know this model right here is all we have, and I think it looks pretty nice. Next creature is the Evo Paracer, which is gonna be pretty cool. I've actually seen what the model looks like, and I think it looks pretty good so far, but I saw that in the Discord server in one of the live streams they do on the Up From the Depths Discord server, which I'll have a link to that in the description, because that's the best way to stay up to date with all the Paleo Ark mod stuff. So check the links in the description if you want more information on that and to join the server. But you know, this is what we know of the Paracer. These images aren't the Paleo ones. Just remember they're the default Ark ones. But yeah, we don't really know too much information about it. But we do know that they are working on it, because there is a model made of it. And the last creature for the Ice Age icons is the Doedicurus. Also saw that one in the same live stream, and I feel like it looked a lot bulkier, but I think it looked a little bit more accurate to the real life Doedicurus. So pretty hyped for this one as well, but once again, not really too much to say about it, because there's not really much information about it, because these are pretty far off. Moving on to the next mod pack, which is going to be the Awesome Arthropods pack, which also is not out yet, but it will be out at some point in the future. And right now we have the Dung Beetle, which we know is going to be in there, and the model for it seems to be complete. There's a lot of pictures of the Dung Beetle, and it looks a lot better than the current one. I didn't really think about the Dung Beetle ever getting a TLC, but this one actually makes it look pretty cool in here, and it's going to get some new quality of life improvements, and you know, some new animations and stuff like that. So we'll have to see what that entails, but you know, hopefully it makes getting fertilizer a lot easier. I mean, it already does make getting fertilizer easier, but maybe it'll make it even easier. The next Evo variant will be the Arenio. Now, they are doing a official variant in Ark, like an official TLC for the Arenio, which is coming out sometime early this year, but I'm pretty sure they're still doing an Arenio one. I'm not actually entirely sure on that, but I think it might be possible, so I thought I'd include it in here anyway. So, yeah, because they were originally planning to do one, and they haven't said anything about not doing one anymore. But yeah, that's the Arenio. Obviously they can give it some new abilities, but it's going to be probably dependent on what the official wildcard one does, because whatever abilities they add to the wildcard one, I imagine they'll want to add that to this one as well. One thing I would hope it could do is obviously climb walls, and hopefully it can like shoot out a web and like climb on that web. I feel like that would be kind of cool. Like you could make webs like kind of like zip lines, and then you can like kind of run across them. I think that's a really cool idea. If they don't do that in the wildcard one, hopefully they do that one in the Paleo Evo variant.
Because getting home late gets you that look. Give more love than humanly possible when you feed a Hill's scientifically proven formula. Because you're only human, there's Hill's.
1 second, you feel safe. And then,
The police are on their way.
well, you still do.
Next creature for this mod pack is the Lymantria, which is the Scorched Earth Moth, and pretty hyped for this one. This seems to be like the only like DLC exclusive creature they're doing an Evo variant for, and I'm pretty excited for it, mainly because I think the normal Lymantria kind of sucks, and that sucks because, you know, having a giant rideable moth is pretty cool. And as you can see right here, they're making it a little bit bigger, as well as giving it like a larva state, which I'm pretty sure in order to tame this variant, you're gonna have to get the larva of it. Like, you can't tame the ones in the wild. So that's gonna be kind of cool if that is what ends up happening. There's also a little bit of animations here, so you can see what some of the animations look like. But I think they're making this one like a bit more late game. I'm gonna say more mid game, late game, because right now it's kind of like an early game flyer. I think they're making it like a little bit harder to get, but a better tame, which I'm very much down for. I think the Lymantria should be better. The next creature is the Arthro. Now these pictures are from the base game because there is no Paleo variant shown off yet, mainly because the Arthro is planned for a later date, and I think that means that it's not going to be coming for quite a while. This one's more kind of like a down the road kind of thing. It's not going to be coming anytime soon, but I'm pretty sure it will be coming at some point. It's just not really like, you know, a priority right now. But curious to see what they do with this one, because I don't really use Arthros that much, but I'm also not a PvP player. I think they're probably more useful in PvP, but we'll have to see what they do with this one. And the last creature for the awesome Arthropods pack is the Pomleoscorpius, and this one is the exact same story as the Arthro. It's not planned for any time soon, and probably will come. It'll just be at a later date. This one, I think, does definitely need a boost because nobody uses this thing anymore. I mean, people might have used it back in like 2015, but it's basically never been used since then. It kind of sucks, so it would be nice to see this one get a buff. Moving on to the next mod pack, which is the Dangerous Depths mod pack. This one already has the Evo Mosasaurus in it, and it's going to be adding the Evo Elasmosaurus next, which is going to basically be the Evo version of the Plesiosaur. It's going to replace the Plesiosaurus in Arc with the Elasmosaurus. As you can see, it's pretty big, and you can also go on land as well. So here's it on land, right next to an Evo Giga, so pretty big. Very excited to see what they do this one, because I actually did really like the Plesiosaur for a while. I always liked how fast it was, but I always hated how hard it was to hit stuff with it. So hopefully they can fix that and actually make it fun to attack stuff and not like absolutely miserable to try and hit stuff with it. I think that would make it pretty awesome. As you can see, the model is pretty much complete with all the colors and everything. It looks fantastic. Looks so much better than the Plesiosaur, because the current Plesiosaur looks like a joke. So the Elasmosaurus is pretty sweet looking. They're also planning this one to be the next release, which is going to come after the Brontosaurus and the Simbakubwa, which will come in Genesis Part 1. They're planning to try and release it when Genesis Part 1 comes out, because of course Genesis Part 1 has the ocean biome and the giant new ocean biome that they're adding, so obviously they want to have a new ocean creature to release alongside that, so they're going to try and get it out to release alongside Genesis Part 1 in what they're saying is Q2, so that could either be like April, May, or June, so we'll have to see when Genesis Part 1 comes out. My guess is the latest option, which is probably like the very last day of June. The next creature to get an Evo variant is the Megalodon, and I'm very excited for this one. I think this one might be maybe in like my top 5 for my most anticipated. It's kind of hard to be anticipated for the underwater ones because, you know, underwater in Arc does kind of suck. But Megalodon, I do want the Megalodon just to be better because I think the Megalodon in Arc sucks. I've never really liked it that much. I think it's way too small and they spawn way too many of them. And the good thing about the Evo Megalodon variant is it's going to spawn way less and it's going to be a lot more rare, like how it should be. They shouldn't just be a million Megalodons roaming around. And I think they said that they're going to get another creature to kind of replace the Megalodon's role where there's a million of them around. I'm pretty sure they said that, so that'll be nice. But what I'm mainly excited for is the fact that the Megalodon's going to be rarer, and also they're going to keep the tech saddle on it, so that's going to be nice too. But also I really hope they make it bigger, like a lot bigger. I want this thing to be scary. I want to poop my pants when I see this thing out in the wild. Like, I think it needs to be just an absolute force to be reckoned with. Really hard to tame, really hard to get, like a super late game creature. That's what I would want from it. This is just me saying what I want out of it. So I hope we see something like that. Just make the Megalodon awesome. Also, I'll mention it here, even though I know it's obvious for some people, but these pictures of the Megalodon are the official game ones. They're not the Evo variants. We don't have pictures of the Evo variant, and I think it's going to be a while before they even start working on the Evo Megalodon. Next creature coming to the Dangerous Depths mod is the Dunkleosteus. This one, I feel like is already pretty good in Ark because of its resource harvesting abilities. Like, it gets tons of stone and metal and all that stuff underwater. So I imagine they're just gonna make that even better. Maybe they can make it a little bit faster because it is like one of the slowest things you could ever. It doesn't really say what it's doing. This is all just my speculation on what they're gonna do with it, but we'll have to see on that one. I am pretty excited to see what they do with this guy. And the next Evo variant for this mod is the Leopleurodon. Of course, this and the Dunkleosteus, I'm just using the official dossiers from Wildcard for these. We don't have any game models of them yet or anything like that. Leopleurodon, this one I am also very hyped for. This and the Megalodon, I guess, I don't know, and the Elasmosaurus. I'm all pretty excited for a lot of them, but this one I'm excited for mainly because right now the Leopleurodon is like basically useless in Ark. It's insanely rare and you only get it for 30 minutes when you tame it. Now it does have the ability to make your loot better, and it gives you a buff. It's like 12 hours or 6 hours long that increases loot quality, but that's all this thing is. It's literally just a buff. It's not even a creature. You just tame it for the buff and then it disappears. This is going to change that, so it's not just a buff anymore. So obviously the first change, they're making it a permanent tame, which I think it just needs to be like that in Ark. I don't know why it's not. It's pretty stupid, but they're making it a permanent tame. Then they're giving it a saddle, which is going to be cool. You know, I love the saddle designs in the Paleo Ark mods. They always look incredible, so getting a cool saddle for this guy is going to be sweet. And that also means you're going to get some extra armor for him as well. But it's going to have like the ability to do buffs and debuff abilities underwater. So very excited for that. We'll actually get to use Leopleurodons in Ark. Isn't that crazy? Next Evo creature for this mod is the Tuso. Oh, I don't really know anything about what the Evo variant's going to look like. There's no model or anything shown off yet. So it's just up to speculation, but honestly don't really know what they're going to end up doing with this one. But we do know that they are going to work on it at some point, probably quite a while from now. These next few creatures are ones that they say they might do, but they also might not. They aren't confirmed on whether they're going to make Evo variants for them, so we'll just have to see. But the first on this list is the Eel. This one would be cool because new model, I think, and maybe a couple new abilities. Kind of like the Theory. Like the Theory's was already useful, but they made it look way better. I imagine they could do the same thing with the Basilo and maybe give it like 1 or 2 new abilities, but like I said, it's already really good at the game, so we'll just have to see what they end up doing with it. The Ichthyosaurus is also on that list of unconfirmed creatures, so this one might end up getting one at some point, or it might not. But I imagine this one can definitely get a better model. It's already kind of useful underwater just for like early game because it is really easy to tame. I don't know if they'll keep it like that, but we'll have to see.
I need a reliable connection to upload files, so I use AT&T Business Internet. Who's gray-eyed? Oh my gosh. We'll re-upload and get this whole thing started again. C's and G's are confused a lot more than you think.
Love Roblox? Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Rewards.
Moving on to the next mod pack, we have the Small Critters pack. I don't know if the name is final. They might end up changing that one, or that one might be sticking, but I think they're still not sure on if that's the final name of the mod pack. But this one's, as you could probably tell, is going to be based on some of these smaller creatures in the game, starting with, as you can see, the Dodo. And we don't know too much about this one other than that it's going to have, we have the Carbonemes. Also, So something to mention about this one is none of the creatures in here have actually been like shown off, but entertainment. Moving on to the next mod pack. Which is the cutthroat carnivores. This one and the small critters pack. are not out yet, but they will say it. I've said that for pretty much kind of like the Jurassic.
You, just you, building your app on base 44.
Park sized one, and then there's going to be like a greater one, or it might just be like the normal one, and that's going to be a way bigger version.
One shall fall.
Anxiety, keep on trying.
Because there are good times. And there are bath times. Give more love